What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this one, we have Trump vows to impose tariffs on India next month. We are back once again with Parky Sharma. Absolutely love her videos. And yeah, them tariffs going out. We just found out recently what Canada, Mexico, China, just theirs went into effect. And anybody else, I guess, who tariffs the USA is going to be tariffed the same exact amount back or more, or I believe that's what was said. So I'm intrigued to hear what Parky has to say. I'm intrigued to hear what you guys got to say. Please, in the comment section, let me know what you think. Before we jump in, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. Let's check out.
Trump's tariffs have already triggered chaos, but he's not done yet. You just heard him speak. What you've seen is only round one. Round two could be even more chaotic because the US president is threatening reciprocal tariffs.
Yes.
He's listed out several target countries, and among them is India. Listen in.
India charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%. China's average tariff on our products is twice what we charge them. And South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that, 4 times higher. April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in. And whatever they tariff us, other countries, we will tariff them.
Yeah, so that's what I said. Yeah. So basically, I did get it. What do y'all think about that? I've heard a lot of things about tariffs, but I'm not completely sure. I guess I'll tell you guys what I've heard, not what I know, what I've heard. That tariffs are imposed in order for a country to learn how to manufacture and develop things on their own and without having to rely on them being imported and so because it makes the imports more expensive, what are people aren't just gonna be like, well, yeah, I'm gonna take the more expensive thing. No, I mean like, no, I want the cheaper thing. And so it gives more precedence to the companies that actually work inside of the country because they don't have to do that tariff. The company doesn't have to pay extra, which is going to be passed on to the consumer. And so now it makes it less competitive because now you're not competing with overseas competitors because their prices are now more expensive for consumers to buy. So the countries that are making it in-house are now like, okay, we're going to take this, and because we're not going to buy the expensive overseas thing. That's about as far as I understand about tariffs. But I have heard like, well, I mean, like the US, certain tariffs could be good, but like this isn't that good because the US is not good at manufacturing or developing certain things, and certain industries were not the greatest. And so the tariff things in these industries are not going to be great on the consumers. Talk to me if I please expand if you can.
So Trump is promising reciprocal tariffs. They will come into effect on April 2nd, that is less than a month from now. Again, this is a tit-for-tat system. Say India imposes 100% tariff on US cars, then Indian cars will attract 100% tariffs in the US. That is how reciprocal tariffs work. But reports say Trump could go further. He is accounting for subsidies and public incentives as well. Say Indian car makers get state help, maybe in the form of subsidies or tax cuts.
Okay.
Then the tariffs will be even higher than 100%. So India will feel the pinch.
Dang.
Just look at the numbers. Total India-US trade is around $130 billion. US exports make up just $42 billion of this mix. The rest is almost $88 billion, and that is Indian exports. So this trade at the moment is tagged in India's favor, which is why the tariffs will hurt India. The Citigroup has published an assessment. They say the tariffs could cost India $7 billion. Sectors like food, textiles, and pharma could be the worst affected. And this will worry India because New Delhi did try to avoid these tariffs. The government gave concessions to the Americans. India cut rates on a number of key American imports like whiskey and motorcycles. Prime Minister Modi also met Donald Trump at the White House. Both of them agreed to conclude a trade deal later this year, but it seems the US president is not waiting around. He is slapping tariffs on India too.
They said everybody getting Oprah Winfrey. You get a tariff. You get a tariff. Everybody getting them. You feel like starting this tariff trade war that countries are going to start looking elsewhere, are going to start cooperating elsewhere than the U.S. because they're not going to want to do these tariffs. So they may go to other countries, but at the same time, the U.S. is such a big importer, I feel like, to so many countries. And losing that business is definitely going to feel the sting. But I mean, we as consumers in the U.S. are also going to feel that sting. Man.
The question is, what can New Delhi do? Well, the talks are still happening. India's Trade Minister Piyush Goyal began a US trip on Monday. The visit happened all of a sudden. The minister had events lined up throughout this week, but he cancelled them all to visit Washington.
Dang.
And there he met Trump's top trade official. His name is Jamieson Greer. He's the same man who's drafting Trump's tariff policy. Perhaps this is a last-minute effort to avert the tariffs. We have time until April 2nd. Let's see if diplomacy works. At the same time, India is working on other options, like exploring new markets.
Exactly.
The U.S. is
That's
India's...
what I was saying. Like, you figure people are going to start looking elsewhere. They're going to start exploring different markets. And, I feel like the world, definitely U.S. cooperation is key. And if we isolate ourselves from so many different countries and they start looking within each other for these deals, then we're going to end up out in the cold.
Biggest export market. The Americans make up almost 18% of India's total exports. This sort of dependence is risky. So India is making efforts to change that. Last week, Prime Minister Modi hosted the European Union commissioners. He is looking to seal a trade deal by the end of 2025. As we speak, Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar is in Britain. Again, the mission is a trade deal. Jaishankar met Prime Minister Keir Starmer yesterday. He also met Britain's Foreign Secretary and trade officials. The UK says it wants to supercharge its trade with India. And that is a key here. Trump's tariffs have affected countries across the world, allies, rivals, enemies. It doesn't really matter. Every country is worried and looking for options. The sense of urgency is everywhere. And the key is to use that urgency to make progress, to strike deals that have long been delayed. So to sum it up, India has a two-part response. Part one is to keep engaging with the Trump administration. Part two is to diversify its trade and to strike new trade deals around the world. As always, balance is key.
For sure.
Like Canada and China, India must prepare a response to Trump, a sort of display of strength. At the same time, it must improve where it can. The World Bank released a report last week. It said India must reduce and simplify its tariffs. Only then can we attract foreign money.
Okay.
So India does have the wiggle room to make more concessions. They wouldn't just appease Trump, they would also help India's economy. Basically, New Delhi needs a hybrid approach.
So, I mean, what do you guys think about that? About India making more concessions? I feel like getting foreign investment more times than not is going to be looked at as a good thing to help improve the already thriving or fast growing economy in India. And then not only attract foreign investment, but now you're making more concessions on tariffs, and so you won't be reciprocally tariffed as much.
Talks, retaliation, carrots, sticks, appeasement, the whole shebang. These uncharted times call for uncharted measures.
Merci beaucoup. Hi.
Yeah, I feel like I'm very intrigued to hear y'all's thoughts on everything. So please talk to me in the comment section. I would love to hear. But that's all we got for this video. If you guys enjoyed, please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, check out the next one. I'll see y'all next time.